Let me get the music on. Let's bring the noise and bring the swag. DD, if you clap any harder, that hair gonna fly on the other side, baby. I'm telling you.
No, it's not going anywhere.
I got you, baby. I got you. Good evening to each and every one of you, and welcome to the Friday night edition of Music Lovers LTD. Listen, you can tell in my voice that I am very, very excited about our special guests and the fact that everybody's here. We just went through Thanksgiving. So first of all, let me say, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And I hope that you followed my instructions before we left. And that was eat as much as you wanted to. Okay. So I hope you did. And it looks like you had a good time eating. We'll talk about that in a minute. But again, good evening to everyone. Welcome to Music Lovers LTD. This is a show where we go behind the scenes, not in a bad way, but in a good way. Because I was just saying before we came on the air, most of us buy tickets to a show. We go sit 300 miles back. We look at the entertainers. Then we come out and we talk about it for a week. But what happens when those entertainers, before they get on the stage, how did they get to that job? And what happens, all of that kind of stuff? What's in their personal life? This is the type of stuff that we go through and just give you a little bit more light on these entertainers. Enough of that. Mr. Glen Leonard Sr. is with us. How are you, my brother?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. It's great to have you. It's great to have you. As you well know, we had a couple of weeks ago, we had your son on, and all he did was talk about you and the music business and what he learned from it. Listen, if I had a son to talk to me like that, I would retire.
Yeah, he's been around it all his life.
He's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Great kid.
Let's just jump into this because I see that everybody is ready to talk to you about your career.
Okay.
I want to talk. I'm going to take it away from the professor because I want to talk to you about being in. We're going to get to the Temptations. Being in the Unifics. How did that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. How did that happen? And talk to us about that because that's one of Philadelphia's famous loving groups is the Unifics.
Yeah. They were fabulous. The Unifics gave the Temps a run for their money, believe it or not.
Yes.
I remember when they first came out with the white gloves and the white shoes, and finding out that they were all from DC. We all supported them. We all went out, to see the Unifics. I was a little bit surprised when I got the call. Al hit me up and wanted to know, was I busy? And I said, well, not right now. He said, we'd like to talk to you about hooking up with us. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. My first thought was, ain't nowhere in the world I'm going to be able to do all them hand movements and all them steps they did with them white shoes on. But Marvin was real nice. He was one of the guys that was in the group.
Yeah.
He took me under his wing. And it took weeks and weeks and weeks to learn that stuff. The Unifics were tremendously talented, not just vocally, but they had insight to choreography that left everybody's head spinning.
Okay.
They knew how to make angles, and they had that iridescent light on the gloves, so the gloves lit up, the shoes lit up, and 1 minute it looked like we were going one way, but the hands made us look like we were going another way. It was fascinating working with them. But actually, they actually got me ready for the Temps.
Okay.
The Unifics did so much choreographically that by the time I got to the Temps, it was not a cakewalk, but it wasn't quite as intense or extensive as the choreography for the Temps. The Temps did street choreography, cool choreography.
Right.
But the Unifics, they were creative with that choreography.
Okay.
It was quite different.
All right. Well, thank you so much for bringing that out, man. I just want to say this, and then I'm gonna move out and let some of the other folks get in. Al was a good guy. Very good.
Al was a genius. Al was a genius. People really didn't know the depth of Al's intellect.
Right.
I never forget. Al would stand outside, look up at the stars, and then go back inside and write a song, whole song, just like that. Just like I watched him one time. We were on the road in the car, and he's writing out the charts for the horn players in the car. Didn't make one mistake. I mean, the bumps we were hitting and everything in the turns.
Okay.
Al was quite a genius.
He was a good guy, man. A very, very good guy. I was when I talked to him before his demise. I was surprised that he fought against doing For the Love. I mean, Beginning of My End. He did not like that song.
Yeah, the song was personal to him. My understanding was that the song there was a story behind the song.
Yeah.
That was very, very personal.
Right.
And Al just put it to music. The genius that he was, he just put it to music.
Yeah. Well, I happened to catch him before his demise, after he left the Unifics and what have you. He was producing the show for the Spinners. I called him in Atlantic City, being a producer for the show in Atlanta. He's a great guy, man. Great guy. I'm going to step out and let the professor come on in. Professor, come on.
Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm proud.
Truly a pleasure.
Happy to be here.
Truly a pleasure.
Who that guy is behind you? Who that guy behind you?
Look familiar?
Yeah. Oh, with that head full of hair.
You still got it going on. You still got it going on.
Yeah.
I will say, I am, I guess, what you could call a sucker for the falsetto voices.
Okay.
I like them all, and I'm waiting for Ali to get his list together. I'm going to send him some. Okay. We're going to do a show on that. But you are definitely one of those voices. When the Temptations first, of course, started, Eddie Kendricks, it was all over for me. I was a little girl, and it was just all over for me. Yeah. And then when Eddie left, Damon, I thought, was the perfect replacement because you almost couldn't tell the difference.
He actually was. That choice was pivotal for the Temps because it kept the sound current.
Yes.
Damon had, his tonality was so much like Eddie that you could hardly tell them apart, except for little things that Eddie would do that made it, made his sound unique. But that was a great transition for them. Damon came in, and so it kind of softened the launching pad for me. When I joined, I didn't have to come right behind Eddie Kendricks. So
what I was going to say was, then Damon left.
Yeah.
And when you came in, I almost couldn't tell that Damon had left.
Right. Wow, that's interesting.
I always say on our Thursday night show, when Ali's playing Temptations, like my favorite set of years in the 70s for the Temps, these 4 ballads. It was Heavenly. Hey Girl.
Yeah.
Firefly.
Okay, that's Richard. Yeah.
And I'm on Fire.
I'm on Fire.
I did not know for a long time that I'm on Fire was you.
Wow.
Really?
I thought that was still Damon.
Yeah. Wow.
So you don't not pat yourself on the back. Okay. You did all right. And then Silent Night. Oh my God. That's gonna be like forever etched in stone every Christmas.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, it will.
Yeah, what's interesting is I remember growing up, and every time, right around Christmas time, Thanksgiving, you'd hear Bing Crosby and all those great baritone voices singing Silent Night. And so now to hear the Temptations version with my voice on it come up every year, needless to say, I didn't expect that. None of us did, actually. When we recorded that Christmas album, I don't think any of us thought it was going to do what it did. And if I remember this correctly, there was something else. We were supposed to do another project, and somehow that project got pushed back. And so somebody said, well, we got the studio time. I think it might have been the oldest. Somebody said, we got the studio time. We might as well do a Christmas project. And so Gil Askey was there. Harold Johnson was there producing. And they jumped right on it. So when they picked Silent Night and they set it up with Dennis coming in to set up the verses, we all said, oh boy, this is going to be something special. We knew that, but it wasn't in the plan in the beginning. So
yeah, well, look, I live a couple of blocks from the Uptown Theater.
Okay.
That's where I grew up.
Okay.
And there were two bars right across the street on each corner of 17th and Dolphin. Both of them would be playing Silent Night if you walk by there, and you can see all the old heads in there with their eggnog or whatever. Just, they shut it down. That is a song. Every time I hear it now, I want some eggnog.
Good memory, Professor. Thank you for that. That's awesome.
Thank you for that.
If I may, I would like to just this moment to thank all the people that supported Silent Night that all these years. As I said, it wasn't planned. It came up and we jumped on it, and everybody just bought into it. And so I do want to thank everybody that supported us, everybody that loved the song. We love you too. Just want to say that to them.
All right. Good memory, Professor. Good memory. Glenn, I'm gonna jump in there before I bring Drew in. I love it so much till I play it twice a year. Or more. What I mean is that 2 times a year. I play it at Christmas time, and I've created a Christmas in July where I play it in July.
Okay.
Come on in, Drew.
Hey, Glenn, thank you for joining us, man. I'm Andrew.
Thank you for having me.
I'm not sure if you, yes, sir. I'm not sure if you're aware, but well, you may have been. Are you aware that you were one of over 27 members who sang
Oh, there we go. We're back
Temptation?
now. We're back.
Say it again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Glenn, or were you aware that you were one of 27 people who sang with the Temptations over their storied career?
Yes. I
Okay.
have this chart, and I don't know how I even found it, but I guess I found it online somewhere. A chart of all the Temptations, all the guys that have been in the Temptations. Yeah, it's quite. It's
amazing. I didn't realize it was that many of you guys.
5 different lineups, if I got it correct.
Doing 5, incarnations. My question was, how many of those guys are you still in contact with, and by any chance, are they members of your current Temptation Review?
Well, all those guys are gone now, except for nobody's around. Otis now are still here, but everybody else is gone. And the guys in my Temptation Review, they are great singers, great vocalists. You have a lot of singers out there that are as good as anybody in the industry, but just haven't had the break. Yes. So I tend to look for guys who are committed. I want to talk to them a little bit. I want to see how dedicated they are to the craft. And of course, they got to be able to, to do it on this level. My guys are most of them are well, all but one are from this area. Kareem Ali is from Baltimore, and Kareem sang with Damon. He and Damon grew up together. So Andre Jackson is one of my guys. Tremendous voice. I mean, he's a power singer like a David or a Dennis. And I have Shelton Price, who has that Richard Street type sound, along with a great tenor voice. And now check this out. I went back and because everybody knows that Melvin Franklin Sr. was the one that groomed me. He was the one that trained me, rehearsed me, taught me all the, made sure I knew all the songs, the right notes and all of that stuff. So just here in the last, couple of years, I guess, his son, Melvin Franklin Jr., is a friend to my son. So when I heard he was in California and looking to do some things, I took him into my group. So I have now Melvin Franklin Jr. singing with me. And it's amazing to watch him do his dad's. I tell you, the DNA don't lie. The fruit don't fall far from the tree.
You ain't never lying.
Melvin Franklin Sr. Junior was quite young. So there's not a lot he remember about his dad.
Right.
But still, because that's his son, that's his DNA. Every now and then, he'll do something in the dressing room, or he'll say something that makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up, because he sounds and talks just like his dad. It's amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
So I felt like that was a good way I could give back, to the upcoming generation. So yeah, he's
awesome.
Part of my
Awesome.
That's
good question, Drew. Good question. Diane, come on. DD, come on in.
Good evening, Mr. Leonard. Now, I have to say about Silent Night. My grandmother, and Thanksgiving night, she would go pull out her 78s.
Oh, Lord.
Nat King Cole. Yes.
Yeah.
Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby, Burl Ives. She played them every year. When that song came out, I was playing it. She said, "What is that?" And I said, "That's the Temptations singing Silent Night." She said, "Well, go get me one of those records." I said, "No, I can just play it for you." But she, every year, Thanksgiving, you knew those records was coming out. My uncle, when she passed, my uncle took those records, and I was mad because he had a house fire and they burned up. But she loved Silent Night by the Temptations. She said, "Well, why you didn't tell me about this before?" I said, "Because all you wanted was Nat King Cole and Burl Ives and Bing Crosby." But she loved that song. But
it's interesting. You mentioned Nat King Cole. That he was one of my idols. He was one of the people who really impressed me. As a professional, he was the first African American to have a television show, have his own television show. I mean, entertainer, performer. And my dad had a Nat King Cole type voice. So Nat King Cole and Sam Cooke were real prevalent in our house. My mama was a Sam Cooke fan. Daddy was a Nat King Cole fan. So between those two, we knew all the Sam Cooke's music, all the Nat King Cole's music.
Okay. Good point there, DD. Russell, come on in, babe.
Yes. Hi, Mr. Glenn. It's a pleasure meeting you. And I'm a big fan of that Silent Night, too. I like when it starts off like, "In my mind." What is that?
That's awesome.
But anyway.
That's when the eggnog come out.
Yeah. What I want to know is, when you decided to part ways with the Temptations, was it a personal calling, or was it something deeper that led you to step away?
Well, it was a number of things. I consider myself one of the biggest Eddie Kendricks fans in the whole world.
Okay.
And one of the challenges we faced when we met for the reunion thing was, how is this going to work? You got Glenn and Eddie singing the same thing. And so being an Eddie Kendricks fan, the way I was, I told him, I said, "Listen," and at that time, people may or may not know this, but Eddie's voice, we were starting to hear the deterioration in his voice. So I said, "Man, listen, this is about the reunion. People want to see that classic five back together." And so I told Eddie, I said, "Man, I take a back seat, baby. You're the man here. Whatever I can do to help secure the sound, maybe because I wound up having to sing some of the background parts on a mic backstage, because that was a hard tour, and at that time, as I said, Eddie's voice was starting to deteriorate. So we didn't want him exposed like that. We didn't want him to have to face that. So I would do the backgrounds on a mic backstage, and he handled all the leads himself. So yeah, I was quite honored to be able to do that. That meant a lot to me.
Cool.
Okay.
Good question there, Russell. Good question. I'm gonna Glenn, I'm gonna jump back into, and I'm gonna say something here, and I've been thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. What Dee brought up, and this is this age bracket that we're in, and most of the folks that are watching the show are similar. I would say in the same similar bracket. We grew up listening to Bing Crosby, Nat King Cole. Those are the traditional Christmas songs.
Right.
Silent Night, when that came out by the Temptations, it was almost like a new Black version or Black Christmas song that we could hold on to. Now, nothing wrong with Chestnuts Over an Open Fire. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's a classic too. But now you guys took the original Silent Night, which all of us listened to Bing Crosby. All of us did. You know what I'm saying? But you guys took that and now made it a signature song, I think, for the Black community on that. And it's not about necessarily about black and white, but I'm trying to relay the feeling that I think that this song has brought out with us. That's why we love it so much. You know, I think. If anybody disagrees with me, I'd like to hear what you say, but I think that's why we love it so much. And I've heard a bunch of people tell me this. And you know when they tell me this mostly, Glenn?
What's that?
In my Christmas in July show.
Wow.
When they ain't got to listen to it.
Yeah.
Nobody expects to hear Christmas songs in July.
Yeah.
But I've created a show that I do every year and have been doing called Christmas in July. And that whole show is Christmas songs.
Wow. That's amazing.
And it's 90 degrees outside.
Yeah. You know what? I think African-American Black people related to it so tremendous that they even changed the name. They started calling it In My Mind.
Yeah.
I remember this lady. This lady came online. She said, "Well, y'all, it's time for In My Mind."
Yeah.
I said, "Okay, we done gave it a new name and everything."
Yeah. How about that? Come on in, Professor. You got something?
Yes. What inspired you to create your own Temptations review group? And how does it differ from your time with the original Temptations?
Well, first of all, it is a review. So we're only doing what they've already done, to be clear to people. I got so many calls. You know, I've been singing professionally since I was 13. That's when I started earning money.
Well, that was just last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was quite interesting to see everything unfold the way it did, especially considering that it was a seasonal song. It's a Christmas song, and I wasn't sure whether it was going to be effective enough as a signature song, but it has become my signature song, which I never anticipated. A seasonal song being my signature song, but it is what it is.
Right.
I don't know if I answered your question. I think you asked me something different. What was it?
Just the difference between what you're doing now with the review and the original. Yeah,
well, I stick mostly. My review sticks mostly to the earlier hits. That's what everybody want to hear. The way you do the things you do. Girls All Right With Me, Just My Imagination, My Girl. I love some of the later stuff, especially the stuff that Ollie Woodson did. He was a great singer. Good buddy, good friend of mine. He and I hooked up and did some things together. I toured with him. He toured my review. I don't try to differentiate my group from what the original guys did. I stick to the script. That's what the people want, so that's what I give them.
Okay.
Will you be coming to Philly?
I'm sorry?
Will you be coming to Philadelphia?
As soon as y'all send for me, I'm on my way.
Good question there, Professor. Right. Come on in, Drew.
Yeah, Glenn, I actually saw some recent video footage of you and your Temptations review performing in Germany. I think last week you was over there. Correct? Am I correct?
Last week. Yeah. We were
Could
in
you,
Amsterdam, Holland, and Germany. Yeah.
Where was you at?
We were in
Say
Amsterdam,
again?
Holland, and then we did one show in Germany.
Oh, okay. Well, it was a pretty receptive crowd. I don't know if you saw the reels, but they featured you guys in the crowd.
Yeah, I've seen a few clips. It looked like they had a pretty good time.
I know you did. Could you talk to us about those European crowds, how special they are, and anything in particular that stood out during that tour?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because the difference between the audiences is, I think it's real simple. Here in America, you get a little bit of everybody all the time. They rarely get in Europe, Asia, all those places overseas. They rarely get to see anything close to what their Motown was really like. So our crowds are bigger, and I have a tremendous fan base in Europe and Asia, and that's fine with me. That's fine with me. I do get calls here in the States, but not as many calls as I get for Europe and Asia.
Europe, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Good question, Drew. Good question. Russell, come on in.
Yeah. Glenn, what was going through your mind when you decided to purchase a one-way ticket to audition with the Temptations? You know, that was a big risk. Was you just that confident that it was going to work out?
Well, I actually had a couple of different reasons. My thinking was, okay, if I go and they don't like me, at least I'm in Hollywood. I'm in California.
Okay.
So I'll stay. I'll make something happen one way or the other. So yeah, that was pretty much my thinking. Because when Otis said, "Well, we're gonna send you a round trip ticket," and I said, "Just make it one way." He said, "Oh, you got it like that?" And I said, "Well, I don't mean to sound arrogant, but I believe that I can handle it. If y'all don't want to keep me, at least I'm in California where the business is. So I'll make something happen." So that was basically my attitude.
Wow.
Okay.
That's strong.
Okay.
That's strong. Good question, Russell. DD, what you got?
Now, Mr. Leonard, when you left the Temptations, and did you know, and I see you did some solo albums. You know, and then you went into the ministry. Did you ever have a calling?
I was in the ministry. I went back to the ministry. I grew up in church, like a lot of us do. And when I joined the Temps, well, when I got the call, let me put it like this: when I got the call after I left the Temps, I went back into ministry, and Damon started calling me, and he went back and got some of his old friends, and he put together a group, and they were actually called former lead singers of the Temptations. And what he would do is he would invite me in, Richard in, or whoever else would come, and you know, we would be the special guests. I think one of the things that happened was when Damon decided to move on, the backers came to me and they wanted to know if I could do it, because at that point I was only going out and doing a couple of lines in each and several songs in Damon's show. So I told him, I said, well, you know, I can definitely do it, but I want you all to handle your business with Damon. When you handle your business with him, because you're not going to use me to undermine another Temptation. I would never do that. And so, you know, Damon made his decision that he was done. And so I told him, I said, well, we'll have to work out our agreement. And this is going to become Glen Leonard's Temptations Review. I didn't want that title they were using, former lead singers of the Temptations, because for the most part, it was only going to be me. So that would that would jeopardize the legality of the name. It would only be one of us. Right. But then, you know, I started what I did was I started inviting, as guys would leave the group, I started inviting them to come out with me. When Ollie left the Temps, I invited him. I was in Vegas. We were at a place called the Lady Luck. I think the Temps were at a place called the Paris. And so Ollie came over to see our show. He had left the Temps at that time. So I invited him to come out with me. And he did. He came out with me, did a few dates with me. He invited me to come out with his group. I did a few dates with him. And so that was, I then invited, still comes out with me now. I'm having a brain fog. I can't think. Oh, boy, he ain't gonna like this one. He finds it out. I forgot it. He's the lead singer for the Four Tops now.
Theo Peoples.
Theo.
Oh, yeah.
Theo, forgive me.
Boy, you're in trouble.
If you see this. But yeah, so I started inviting guys out to come out with me. And Theo and I actually do a musical together called Forever Motown. He comes out with that. Him and several other ex-Temptations have come out and done that with me. So.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Good question there, DD. Good question. Glenn, I'm going to piggyback on what DD said a few minutes ago, and I want to talk about that because there's a lot of us who started out in gospel, in the church. What is your situation? And I don't mean any disrespect when I say that, because I know that you're a minister. But what is your? I promote. Let me just tell you what I said this week. That Glenn is going to talk about him being a minister now, spreading the gospel, and also continuing to spread the good music around the world. That's my question to you. Answer that if you would, please.
Well, what is the actual question? Pose the question.
It's sort of not a question, but it's maybe like a comment, if you would. That you're a full-time minister.
Yeah.
Spreading the gospel.
I'm available full-time, but I'm not actively involved in full-time ministry now. Now, when I was in Houston, Texas, I started a church called Christian Restoration Center. So the way I got back into the industry to this extent was when Damon kept calling me. When he first started calling me, I was busy doing crusades, conferences. I'm a biblical teacher. I have a doctorate in theology and the arts. And so I didn't have much time. I didn't have time to go out with him. So finally he convinced me, and then one thing led to another, and he decided to stop doing this. And so I took the unit over. But growing up in the church, one of the things that I noticed was that when you became, one of the things that they told me when I got involved in the ministry, well, you got to stop singing the devil's music. And I said, so you think my girl and stuff, girls all right with me, all that stuff, you think that's the devil's music? And I disagree with that. And I don't mean no offense to the church, but you can't make a living just singing in the church.
Right.
As a professional, they couldn't pay me enough to take care of my family, feed my kids, take care of my vehicle, take care of my home. And so you're going to tell me now that I have a gift and I can't go out and sing good, clean music. I think that there's a platform to sing good, clean music that is not necessarily Christian, but is clean and is wholesome. The Temps have always addressed social issues with songs, music. We did songs like I'm Black and I'm Proud. Now, I'm Black and I'm what was the name of that?
Message to a Black Man.
Message to a Black
Man.
Yes. They've always did social content in their music. So I wanted to continue to minister. So what I do is I let people know I'm a Christian, and I won't preach on the stage right then. I've even gotten offers to come and speak at churches from my shows.
Okay.
So that way I can show other entertainers how they can still do things in the secular world, but still live a good, clean life, live a Christian life. And so that's my objective with going in and out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to bring that out so you could answer that, because of the fact that has always been the battle, if you will. Yeah. That has always been that. I'm talking about as far back as Aretha Franklin, as far back as Sam Cooke. Sure. As you know, Sam Cooke's first song he recorded as Dale Cook, trying to hide his name. Yeah. But who do you think he was fooling when that voice opened up? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that has always been the battle between Christianity and secular music. And you're absolutely 100% correct. We just had Reverend Joe Williams here 2 weeks ago. He is the last member of the Dixie Hummingbirds. And they'll tell you, you couldn't make it, a living with that, with the money that was being paid, church offerings and what. And that's not a knock against the church. That's just the way it is. Yeah. That's the way it is. Russell, come on in, babe.
Yes. Glenn, when you joined the Temptations, what was that audition process like?
Oh, good question.
It was interesting. Needless to say, I was nervous. I guess what I had going for me was the way my situation happened. I had a group called True Reflections. We were on Atlantic Records. Atlantic had invested some money in us. We had a producer by the name of Tony Sylvester. He used to sing with a group called The Main Ingredient. Y'all remember them? Everybody plays the fool. Yeah. So Tony and Otis were good friends. They were always keeping in touch with each other, sharing the things that they were doing. So I think Tony and Otis got in touch with each other for whatever the reason. And, Tony said, man, listen to some of the stuff I'm doing. And so Tony plays a song that I was singing. And Otis said, man, who is this? Who is that guy? And so Tony tells him who I am. He says, but you can't get him. We got him locked down. We got him locked down. He's got a 5-year contract with two 1-year options. So he can't go nowhere. So as I mentioned, this group was on Atlantic Records. I think at the time, the Isley Brothers were also on Atlantic. And there was some discrepancy about our first release. To make a long story short, it got pushed back. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they were looking to release an Isley Brothers song. And I think that song was It's Your Thing. That was what they wanted to release. So they pushed us back. We were in Canada touring, Toronto, Montreal, Quebec City, all of that. So my guys, we were looking for this release date. And when we got the word that we were going to be pushed back a year, it frustrated everybody. So my guys got frustrated. The dates ended in Canada, and they decided to go back home. I decided to stay in Canada and put some more dates together. I did. So one of the members, he's passed now, Joe Blunt. He was formerly singer of Drifters. Joe Blunt, who sang with the Drifters, and Joe Coleman, who sang with the Platters, we all grew up together right here in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
So Joe stayed in touch with me, just to check on me, make sure I was okay and everything. I'm in Canada by myself, and I told him, I said, I'll be fine. I'm good. So he called me this one time. He says, you ain't gonna believe this. I said, talk to me. He said, Tony played something we did for Otis, and Otis is interested in you. And so I asked Joe, I said, well, did y'all tell him where to find me? He said, no. I said, well, give me Tony's number. So I got Tony Sylvester's number, and I talked to him. And, Tony knew my history. Tony knew how much I loved the Temps and what a Eddie Kendricks fan I was. And so I told Tony, I said, man, you got to help me out here. I need to get out this contract. That's my opportunity. I missed the first time Damon got it. Well, I actually missed the first time Ricky Owens from the Vibrations got it.
Got it, yeah.
Then Damon got it. And I said, I'm not going to miss the third time. So I want a chance to answer that audition. And so Tony put me in touch with Otis. And that was when Otis told me he was going to send me a round trip ticket. And I said, just make it one way. so I'm connecting the dots here now. So
okay.
Okay.
That's awesome. That's a great story, man. That's a great story. That's a great story. Good point there, Restful. Come on in, Drew.
Yeah, Glenn, I just want to piggyback on what Ali said. I admire you for being in the secular and still remaining with the gospel sector as well. I admire you for doing that. We've had other singers who struggled with that. Ali, I'm sure Ali knows. We had Joe Simon, and he was, he strictly, once he went gospel, he stayed there. Same thing with Garnett Mills. Mm-hmm. And I just want to comment. I admire you because I don't see nothing raunchy about Just My Imagination. I mean, or any of those songs. No vulgarity in it. I don't know why people would have an issue with that.
Well, if I may interject this, I believe, and I'm not trying to preach right now, but you stirred my anointing here. I believe the scripture says, "Go ye into all the world." It didn't say the church. It didn't say Christian. It said, "Go ye into all the world." The world is usually a synonymous term, meaning outside the church, and preach. Right. But he didn't tell us how to preach. So some of us preach with our feet. Some of us preach with our vocal cords. Some of us preach with our words. So I would admonish people. You got to take. A lot of people are hauling water to the ocean. We need to haul the water to the desert, to the dry places. So I would admonish any Christian artist. You need to go ye into the world and preach. I'm not saying become a secular artist, but there's nothing wrong with good, clean music. Everything don't have to say Jesus. It can implement the character of God. It can implement the principles of God. So you got to use some wisdom, and you got to open this thing up. You can't just keep hauling water to the sea. You got to haul the water to the dry places.
Right. Very good point. Good question, Drew. Yeah. And if I could piggyback on that, as I look back in history, obviously this thing started back way back in the old, and the mentality part of it has not really changed that much. If you're singing gospel, you should sing gospel. And that's why Sam Cooke, Aretha, Al Green, Reverend, not Reverend, he was it Bishop Joe Simon, Candy Staten, even. All of them, they got lambasted to a degree when they start singing secular music. But and like you said, there's a couple. I'm sorry, Glenn. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just saying, Candy Staten's a good friend of mine. We talked about this all the time. She chose to stay into the gospel arena, even though she was secular at one time. Right. But she still has a tremendous secular following.
Yes, she does. She does.
What an opportunity to lead people to Christ. With your gospel, from your gospel pulpit, from your secular pulpit. So Candace being able to reach people who would never go to a church, would never listen to gospel music, but she was able to reach them through her secular music. And then when she made the choice to go strictly gospel, that's fine, nothing wrong with that. Right. But there are a lot of us who struggle when we came out of the world because now we don't have a livelihood. Now we can't make money. So my question to the church is, you don't want us to go into the world to sing, so put us on staff.
Okay.
Pay us.
Okay.
Now I'll say this: the church where I was a member for quite a while, Crenshaw Christian Center, Dr. Fred K.C. Price. He had a lot of professional people in his church, a lot of professional musicians, a lot of professional entertainers, and what he said to us was, if I ask you to sing, it's because I'm willing to pay you what you would make in the world. Ooh. Now there's a challenge for pastors and church folk. And I don't mean this, church folk, please put your rocks away. But all of these people who sing in the choir, who, listen, singers get off of gigs on the weekends. So if they go to make that little money that they can get, don't throw rocks at them. Don't throw rocks at them. Let them make their money so they can come pay their tithes and give their offerings and all that. Since you're not going to pay them in the church, let's go get the money.
All right.
Yeah, I know some of my pastor friends now. I'm different from him about this.
Glenn,
I got to tell the truth.
we got the
and that's okay.
That's
what it's all about.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. Glenn, I'm going to ask you if you would hold on for 1 minute. I'm going to run upstairs and get my plate so we can pass the plate around in here, and then we can, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate what you're saying, man, and I know some of my listeners. This coming from you is going to be something that they chew on for a while now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. It's going to be something. Let me say hello to who's we got Madeline there. Madeline was a young lady that started out with the Orleans, and she found up with Shirley and the Shirelles. She's listening and she's watching us. Robin from Thursday night, and Carrie Brown, who's out there in L.A. She's watching this too. Good evening to you all. Drew was Didi. Didi, come on in with your comment here.
Mr. Leonard, now, I done forgot. See, that's that old age coming in here. You forget what you get. It's right there, but it just goes away.
It's a good time for me to pass the plate then.
Yes. I'm a professor. Lord, I just lost it right then.
It's okay, it'll come back.
All right, I'll come back to you. Professor, you got something?
Yes. Also to piggyback on that, most of the songs that we talking about are love songs. And the way I was taught when I was a kid going to church, that Jesus is love. So as long as it is not raunchy, and then it's the spirit that you take the songs in as well. As long as it's not raunchy, it's fine. That's why I think Al Green, when he came out and decided to sing just a couple of the songs that he sang, they mostly related to love, period.
There's a line there. There's a delicate line, but there's a way to do it. I guess my heart goes out to those who have tremendous gifts vocally, musician wise, and they're under this bondage that they can't make money in the church. I understand that the church is not the place to go to make your money. You got to go to the world. That's who got it. Right. The business is in the world. The money is in the world. You got to go get that money from the world and bring it to the church. That's the idea.
Amen.
That's the whole idea.
Okay.
The problem that pastors have is when I say things like this, you're gonna always have some people that's gonna take this as an opportunity to do something that something that they shouldn't be doing anyway. Well, they were their mind was already made up. They were just looking for a way to go do it. But we can't leave the people who are sincere in their struggle, dangling, thinking that because they sing "My Girl" or because they sing "The Way You Do the Things You Do," they're gonna go to hell. That's not the case. That's not. Right. There's nothing wrong with good, clean music. That speaks of wholesome love, that speaks of wholesome relationships, even that talk about what's going on in our society. So that's what we ought to be using the music for those kind of things.
Good point.
Right.
Good point. Good question, Professor. Good question. Restful, come on in, baby doll.
Yes, I just want to say before I ask my question, I agree with you, Mr. Leonard, because you never know who the Lord might have you to minister to while you're out there.
Absolutely.
There may be that person out there that might need to hear something, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, what I want to ask you is, I know you said you had great respect for Eddie. And if you could say one thing to Eddie now, what would it be? But not as a fan, as someone who shared the stage with him and the struggle.
Thank you.
Great question.
Thank you, Eddie, for paving the way. Thank you.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great question. Great question.
Thank you.
Restful.
I mean, listen, there's no doubt about it. Eddie Kendricks is the master falsetto tenor. He's the best to ever do it. And nobody, I mean, he's the GOAT. Okay. Of the falsetto, the falsetto tenors, he's the GOAT. I also love Russell Tompkins. He had a great tenor voice. But Eddie is the master. Eddie is the master. There's no question about it. And I'm gonna give him his props forever.
Okay.
Right.
The professor said something earlier, and I'll probably reach out to you once I compile all my information. I want to have a show on my Thursday night shows, the battle, and I don't really like to use that word battle, of the tenor falsettos. And I happen to sort of agree with you that you, Eddie, and I don't have a list yet as far as where they rank, but I'm going to throw a name at you that's got to be in there, because I started my show off last night with you singing the song from the Bareback album. That's how I started off the King's Corner. Right after that,
I want to mention one other great tenor that I
go ahead.
Philip Bailey. Philip Bailey from Earth, Wind and Fire. Philip Bailey is one of the great tenor voices. And you never, maybe you all have, but I haven't seen him grouped in that category as much as he should be. He had a great voice.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. The other group that I was going to mention was from Philadelphia, the Futures.
The Futures. I remember the Futures. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I was going to make because that boy he's about as close to you and Eddie as I can possibly be. I mean, I'm not saying these other guys aren't good, but he was like, I would take my shoes off and throw them outside anytime he comes on. You understand what I'm saying? Good man, good. Listen, we're gonna run around. We're gonna go around the hoop here and say our goodbyes. DD, I'm gonna start off with you.
Mr. Leonard, it was a pleasure speaking with you tonight, and I'm getting ready to put on Silent Night when I get off of here. But yes, it was a pleasure, and it's in honor of my grandmother because she loved that record.
Wow.
She died. She was 86, and she was still listening to it. She said, "Put that record on for me." But you was close second to Nat King Cole.
Okay.
But it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
That's not bad. That's not bad ranking, is it?
No, it's not.
Come on in, Professor.
Thank you for sharing your incredible journey with us in the unforgettable years with the Temptations and your inspiring work in the ministry. How you can relate all of that together, which I totally agree with. We're grateful to, had a chance to celebrate your legacy.
Thank you, ma'am.
When Ali, I have a list. I will be compiling it, and yes,
I know you do, Professor. I'm scared to get your list. I'm scared. I know you do.
Yes, indeed. But thank you so much.
Y'all know we can't leave Smokey Robinson out.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not.
He's in there. Harry Ray from the Moments.
Yeah,
I mean,
we can't name them all.
Poochie from the Delphonics. I mean, I can keep going.
Yeah. We got. I just want to say I'm scared. I'm even scared to get her list. I'm scared. Drew, come on in.
Glenn, I salute you, man. Thank you so very much for chatting with us and sharing your stories. And thank you for bravely and courageously confronting the issue between the secular and the spiritual, man. I admire your stance. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Thank you so very much for explaining that. And please come and join us again soon.
Thank you, sir. And I'll be honored to join you again. Thank you.
Russell, you in, babe.
Yes, Mr. Glenn, I just want to say it took courage to purchase, to receive a one-way ticket for an audition. Okay, that really inspires me. Okay, so I just want to say thank you for showing what faith can achieve, as well as thanking you for sharing your voice and your talent as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's good. Thank you.
Glenn, before I say anything, is there any closing remarks that you'd like to make?
No, I just want to encourage people. There's a lot going on in our world, in our country. Let's stay focused. Let's stay away from the violence. I know that everybody's not happy about some of the decisions that are made, but we are still we're still a people, and we still got to stick together. So I want everybody to walk in love. Forgive your neighbor, forgive your loved ones. The holiday season is here. Let's really enjoy the spirit of it, and be kind to one another.
All right. Yes, you know what? You said something, and I say it often, that this is the way we were raised. This is supposedly the most lovingest time of the year.
Yeah.
That's what the way we were raised. And I will add this to it. Now that Silent Night is sung by the Temptations, I don't care what goes on outside. Once you put that on, it sort of brings most of us to a nice level. So, music lovers, let's give Glenn a nice round of applause, if you don't mind, please.
Thank y'all so much.
That's an awesome song, my brother. Awesome. I appreciate you, and I will be calling you because you got to come back on again. The topic that we brought up about the religion and the secular music is a very viable topic, and it's one that music people have got to make a decision about one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have you come back on. If I don't get a chance to talk to you, which I'm sure that I will be for the holidays, Merry Christmas to you and the family. Tell the wife it was wonderful meeting her. And ladies and gentlemen out there, whenever you get a chance, give Glen Leonard Sr. a nice round of applause for the work that he's done and the work that he is doing. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Stay tuned if you would. Don't forget my radio show on at 10 o'clock on WPPM 106.5 FM or phillycam.org/listen, 10 o'clock until 2 a.m. Now, get ready for this. Salt Pepper Memories, my TV show on Wednesday night. Be sure to check it out. Thursday night, we're going to have a tribute to single ladies on RTR at 8 o'clock. Why am I doing that? Because next Friday, I'm just excited as all get out, boy. I might have to go change my underwear right now. You know what I'm saying? Next Friday, we have on the legendary Miss Minnie Collier. Her big song was I Had a Talk with My Man last night. I'll tell you, I can get the shovel and dig them up, baby. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be our guest for next Friday night. So we hope that you guys will join us. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Glenn, my brother, love you much, and I will be talking to you soon.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, let's get our music and get on out of here.
Yes,
We lost Ollie, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Have a nice
Good night,
weekend.
everybody.
You do the
All right,
same. Take care. All right. Bye-bye.
I'm going to get my eggnog so I can hit that
I'm going to go get some. I'm going to get some NyQuil. Yeah. I need something right now. But y'all be good. Drew, tell Connie be good, and I'll see you later. Sharon, I'll see you soon.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Yes. Okay. All righty. Good night.
Ali got to hit that button. He came out, but he didn't hit the button.